Hey, beautifuls. Hannah here from Reality Awareness, and I am your life purpose mentor and intuitive healer. If you haven't done already, you can book your free intuitive consult. There's a link just above me. It's a 15-minute consult that can help dive in deep and dig into how I can help and support you best, yeah? So on today's live stream, I'm walking outside. It's not raining yet. It's been solid rain, and it is cloudy, but I wanted to come outside and do the live stream because if it's going to rain, I'm going to take every opportunity I can to be outside in nature. And wanted to speak about this winging it or creating it, yeah? It's very important when we're talking about creating our reality. We really need to actually create it, right? Oh, check out the beach. I was having a look at the beach. Ready? Let's have a look. It's not much surf. You can see the clouds. So I wanted to share a bit about this of being able to create your reality, because if you believe that we create our reality, well, and you're still complaining about things not going the way you want or what you're needing in your life, but you believe you're creating your reality, it's kind of like an awesome self-sabotage mechanism, yeah? If you believe that you create your reality, but things are not going the way they are, and you complain about them, but you're not doing anything about supporting yourself to get out of them. That's a big difference there, yeah? So if you're not feeling supported in your life, and now there's a difference between voicing it with an intention to clear it and get it out of your system, whether that's either through a brain dump or a journal, hey Kylie, and actually getting it out of your system. And then, intentionally burning that paper, or, when you voice it to somebody, say with an intention to clear, and then end it on something you're focusing on, being able to support yourself in changing it, right? Hey, Moans. Well, is it Moan or Mon? I think it might be Mon, actually. So let me know if you feel like either you are like on fire and creating your life and you're really empowered, or whether you feel like life takes you for a ride and takes everything, takes everything from you and you've got nothing left to give at the end of the day. Please let me know. I'll wait for the comments to come through, whether you feel like, yes, I create my reality and I love it, or life is hard and life is taking me for a ride and when is this going to end? So let me know whether life is good or life is taking you for a ride. Let me know. Gonna wait for these comments to come up. I'll show you my view, what I'm looking at. Maybe I should turn around so you guys could see it. It's the ocean. Because there's a big difference, right, in letting, you're not sure? Yeah. So, and that's the thing with, there's a thing also about discipline and turning up and creating your reality. Some people don't like discipline, even the word discipline. Discipline for me gives me freedom. I'm able to, it's very motivating, yay. Yeah, I'm glad that that's been motivating for you. I'm going to come over here so you can see the ocean. Because when we're in a space of, creating our reality, when we're able to focus and plan out our week, right? So if you feel like life's taking you for a ride, it's now time to reclaim your power and start structuring your reality. Now you might be like, oh, well, I work and there's already enough structure in. Right, so where in your work or where in your week, when you look over your week, where do you structure in time for yourself? Where do you structure in time for exercise? Where do you structure in time for the things that make you feel good, that you should be doing, right? But they they must become a part of your everyday existence, right? If you're constantly tired, if you constantly don't have any energy and you're like, oh my God, there's so many negative people around me and they're driving me insane. If you feel in any way, sort of shape or form, that life is taking you for a ride and you're constantly bombarded by all these sorts of people, your daughter. Yeah, so energetic boundaries as well. So, like part of self-care, there's a physical, there's a mental, there's a spiritual, there's an emotional, right? So let me break those 4 bits down. So we'd say the self-care in the mental, that's your positive thinking, right? So it's not about denying your authentic feelings, yeah, because this is the emotional self-care. It's being honest about how you're feeling, but then choosing something positive at the end of it, right? Like I was just saying before, intention to clear it, get it out. You're authentically acknowledging how you're really feeling. And then what are you doing to support yourself? Okay, I'm feeling really sad, or I'm feeling really tired, so I'm going to get an early night's sleep tonight, or I'm going to eat healthier, or I'm going to drink more water, right? These are the things that you're like, intention to clear, blah, and then what are you doing to positively fill yourself up, right? And that, is kind of emotional and mental just there. Your spiritual is your energetic self, right? So if you are not clearing your chakras and clearing your energy as often as you are having a physical shower or brushing your teeth, can you just imagine for a moment how dirty your skin would be, and you'd feel crap, and your teeth would be like, bleh, bleh, right? So if you can imagine that for your energetic self, no wonder you're tired, no wonder you're exhausted, no wonder you feel like all this negativity is around, because you're carrying it in your aura, everyone else's stuff, right? So it must be done every single day, just like you're having a shower. Even more, right? If you're feeling like you're like, go and catch up with friends, or you go out, or you go to shops or something like that, and you come home and you're like, ugh, not feeling good. Just imagine yourself having a shower, right? If you went out in the garden and you're all dirty, would you come inside and chill out on your couch before you had a shower? Well, maybe you would, but I don't know, right? You might go and clean up and then chill out. So it's the same thing. You come home, clean your energy, and then get on with it. And what did I say? So, okay, and then physical would be that sense of, your like physical health. So what are you eating? How much water have you drunk? This is just basic stuff, like food-wise. So, like, are you putting nourishing foods into your body, or are you putting quite draining foods into your body? So that would be, like looking at those aspects there is a way to discipline and take charge of your life. This is what you need to do if, you're feeling like life is taking you for a ride. Now, they're just self-care just alone, right? That was just one little aspect of it. The other aspect of it is being able to look at your week ahead and actually factor in and literally plan in when you are going to exercise, when you are going to have fun, when you're going to make a time for rest, when you're going to sleep. When you are, very structured in that, it's not like you have to have a plan, but if the plan doesn't work, don't be afraid of that, right? In a sense of, like, for example, for me this morning, and yesterday you would have seen my photos from the beach, I, because of the sun, right, and the clouds, it was cloudy today, yesterday and the day before were the only bits of sun that we've had for like 2 weeks solid. And if you've been following me, you'll see there's always sunshine here. I live on the Sunshine Coast, right? But it's coming into the wet season, and we're actually getting a wet season this year. So it's been raining a lot. And yesterday I had, I've got so much work. I can always work. I can always find something to do. Never too late, Benjamin. Just joining. And I chose yesterday because I looked at the weather. Like, if you read my article this morning, it's like keeping an eye on what the energies are doing, what's the weather doing, so I can plan my week accordingly. I know as a self-care mechanism, I need sunshine, I need nature, I need beach. Well, I don't need beach, but it's a good resource for me, right? And yesterday morning, I woke up and kind of felt really flat, depressed, and I've had a huge week of work, right? It's been big energetically and physically. And the things that support me are going to the gym and spending time in nature and eating healthy, clean food and getting reasonable sleep, right? Now, when I do those things, I can keep functioning. I can, perform at optimum peak performance for long periods of time, right? If I factor in those into my week, into my days. If I don't have them in my days, I start to disappear out of my life, and I'm wondering why everything's feeling like it's catching up on me and I just don't have the energy for anything. When I actually look over the week, if I haven't put any self-care in there, well then of course I'm going to feel like that, right? Self-care is a way you fill your own cup up. Now, the thing with, like I said, about going to the beach yesterday is that I knew that that would fill me up. And as I was saying, going to the gym every day is something that really fills me up. Well, I go 6 days and I have Sundays off going to the gym, right? That's my new strict guidance plan with my workload. That really supports me in having, you know, that sense of going to the gym. That's what supports me in keeping my level up, yeah? When I went to the beach yesterday, I only expected to lay in the sun for an hour, and yet I was there for about half the day. And I came back home and I went and got my dogs because it was so amazing, and I had to spend that time in the sun, in the ocean. And I let myself do that without guilt because I knew the rain was coming back, and I knew that I wouldn't have that sun and be able to just chill out with my dogs and have time in the water, because also there's not much wind and it's nice down here. It's beautiful, it's enticing. And then coming up, like in 2 days, the wind like kicks up. It's going to be like 4 to 6 foot swell. It's going to be huge. It's going to be messy. It's going to be windy. It's going to be all of that, right? So when I can keep my eye and my finger on the pulse and the weather, I can support myself to enjoy the things that I want to do, and that fills me up, and then I can keep going. So I don't care that I probably won't get outside as much this week, simply because I've had my refill. Plus, I know it's going to be raining, and I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful I chose to support myself and fill my cup up, knowing that it was going to rain again this week, rather than going, I've got so much work to do and making that priority. You are the priority, yeah? So when you can schedule that in, I mean, and I still had work to do yesterday, yeah? For example, it was like, I could have worked all day and then gone to bed early at night and had chill out time at night, but I would rather choose to work in the night and enjoy the sunshine that fills me up in the day, yeah? Now, because I worked late last night, I chose to sleep in this morning before my first appointment so that I could get the hours sleep that I needed to be able to fill myself up, right? Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to go to the gym. My, I guess, negotiation with self and rearranging a schedule, and this is why I'm saying have a plan. But if the plan doesn't work, or you need to change the plan, you've still got the day. So just because I say to myself, I'm going to go to the gym every morning, but then the sun shines and I choose to do that and I work late into the night and I choose to rearrange my schedule the next day and go to the gym tonight instead of in the morning, that way I can sleep and have the sleep that I need, which is also self-care for me, to be able to function and keep up with my pace and my optimum level, yeah? Hey, Cass. So the thing with not letting life take you for a ride, or if it feels like it is, and the way to change that is to create a disciplined structure. Look over your week every night before you go to bed. Look over your day ahead and see, what have I got to do tomorrow? What do I need to do? And it doesn't matter, you know, it's not about having a big list and ticking it all off. No, it's about what's most important. What's the next most important aligned action that I need to take and do right now in this moment? And when you've got your list, you know that. You know what it is. Just, it doesn't mean you have to do it strictly in order and it's got to be at this time, and if it's not at this time, I can't do it. Trusting the flow is knowing what you have to do and then following the flow of when you get that done. So like I said, the prime example is usually I go to the gym every morning, but I worked late last night and I chose to sleep so that I could still function today, and then I'll go to the gym this evening, and then I'll come home and I'll sleep better because I've still had my physical exercise. So please let me know if that's helped you at all, because it is about planning out your time. And some people say, oh, your schedule controls you. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, how easy is it to say to someone, oh, I don't have time to catch up. I don't have time to see you. I'm too busy with work, you know, for coffee, so I can't do that. Like, that is an ultimate straight out friggin' lie, right? You want to talk about authenticity and being real and keeping it real and being honest with yourself and your life and keeping a clear intuition. It is knowing that your power comes and that you create time for anything that you want to do. Whatever is important to you, you will create time to make that happen, i.e. having a shower, right? Might be simple like that, but this is what I'm saying. right? You may be like, oh, I'm too busy to work, I'm not having a shower. I'm too busy to work, I'm not brushing my teeth. Like the general self-care, like I'm using them because they're kind of fairly standard across the globe, right? So when you can authentically go, actually, you know, and this is where I'm saying you need to create time for the things that are important to you. If catching up with friends is important to you and you're a workaholic or you've got a really busy schedule, it's about creating the time, saying, yeah, I can have a coffee with you this morning, and putting half an hour aside to do that rather than saying, no, I can't, I don't have time. Whereas, you know, like you do have time if you create it. And if you keep saying you don't have time for something, especially someone in your life, you really need to ask yourself what you're doing with them. Like, one, are you being authentic with how you're feeling about them? If you don't want to hang out with them, don't say that you're busy. Just say, hey, I'm not feeling that I can catch up with you today. Sorry. Or you don't even need to say sorry, but do you know what I mean? Like, be honest and authentic about how you're feeling rather than saying, I don't have time, because that's actually, saying you don't have time also puts more stress on yourself. Yeah, it puts more stress on your life because there's like this panic of like, I don't have time, I need to complete it all. Like, you're coming from fear. When you are conscious and consciously choose to create the time for everything in your life, and consciously, like if you plan that out, it's a discipline, right? Everyone says, I don't have time to go to the gym. Like, what a load of rubbish. You create time. You might just not want to go, but when you know how good it makes you feel, you do make time for it. Everything is hard in the start. It's like learning to drive a car. It's overwhelming. We're adjusting our schedule. We're adjusting how we feel about things. We're adjusting everything, right? So when you can be conscious and choose that you create the time for everything you need, you don't feel stressed out. You feel more in control, more in power. We're never in control of anything, but we feel more empowered and confident because we're like, yeah, I can do that because I'm choosing this. I'm creating time for this. I'm putting what's important in my heart into this. When we say we don't have time, we're like, oh, it's fear and scarcity. When we come from a place of, yeah, I can put that in my schedule, I can create time for it for sure. I'd love to see you, I'd love to catch up. When we do that, we're coming from an empowered place and we're honouring what our heart really wants, is deep connection with people or other things that are important, with connection with self, i.e. self-care, right? So Mon says, I started my day today reading your article about flow and trust. Yay! Yay, hopefully that was inspiring for you and helped you as well. Look, the storms are coming, they're on the horizon. So I hope that's helped you to really, you know, create and plan and discipline your time, because disciplining your time comes from an empowered place. You know, you consciously create what you want to spend your time and energy on, and then you don't get to the end of the year and go, oh my God, where did this year go? Like, because everyone's pulling at your time and energy saying, hey, let's catch up and let's do this, and I've got to do this and do this and this, and you just go like, oh, okay. And you get swept along, right? Whereas if you actually consciously plan and discipline your time, you can create time for the things that are important to you. You feel more empowered, you feel more in control of your life, and you don't feel like, oh my God, where did 2018 just go? Because you're actually really consciously looking over the week coming up, the month coming up, what you want to do, what you want to create time for those things and make them happen. Discipline yourself to turn up to them, right? A lot of people need to hear this. This is the real truth. It is the truth, and it's an empowered truth. So, you know, and when you start catching yourself, the way to, you know, really help support yourself is to catch yourself, because it's a habit. It's literally a habit. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, no, yes, I'm choosing. When you actually catch yourself, you can actually say, I'm choosing to not do that thing. And then you can ask yourself, oh, I actually really want to see that friend because I haven't seen them in a long time and that's really important to me. And even if you say to yourself, right, just 30 minutes, right? If you're a really busy person or whatever and you're like, I don't have time for that. You're like, actually, I can create time for that, 30 minutes. And then you'll probably enjoy spending time with them, and then an hour will go by and you're like, oh, I actually really needed that, thank you. And then you feel full up and then you go and do your other thing better, right? So when you catch yourself saying, I don't have time or I can't, catch yourself and go, actually, I'm choosing to not do that thing. Do I really want to choose not to do that thing? Actually, no, I do want to do that thing. So actually, I'm going to create time for that thing, right? So if you need help, if you haven't booked in for your free 15-minute personal consultation with me, so I can, tune in, tap in, and really give you direct guidance instantly on the spot with the best way that I can support you moving forward. The link above me is a free 15-minute consultation. There is some spots available this week simply because I'm single mama free, so I don't have my child at the moment, so I have more free time. So there is available consults. If you haven't booked in with me yet, please go and do so. I would love to pinpoint, help you, and show you what resources I can help to support your life even more and really come from an empowered, creative place like the powerful healer and spiritual being that you are, living in this real, authentic reality and creating that for yourself, right? Let's get you empowered, not let life sweep you by and go at the end of 2018 and go, oh my God, where did 2018 go? You'll be at the end of 2018 and go, oh my God, that was the best year ever. How am I going to have a more amazing year next year, right? That's how I want you to feel at the end of the year. So book in to your 15-minute free consultation with me. And if you think that this has helped somebody, please share it with them or tag their name in the comments, send it in a private message to them. And I would love to hear how you're going. If you're watching the replay, remember, comment below and I will always come back to the comments. Thank you guys for joining me live. Lovely to have you here. I saw you'll join live as well. So thank you. And I shall see you real soon. Remember, keeping it real as always. Lots of love. Namaste.